You are asleep on the ground. No bed, no lock, no phone torch, no little IKEA lamp, just you. A dying fire, a baby making noise, and a bush that keeps moving like it has plans. And somewhere in the dark, there is an animal that can see better than you, smell better than you, run faster than you. So how did ancient humans sleep? Seriously, how did a soft, hairless ape turn its brain off for hours and not wake up halfway inside a hyena? Because sleep is essential. But in the wild, sleep is also one of the stupidest things your body does. For a few hours every night, your brain basically says, "Good luck, everyone, I'm going offline." Humans were clever, yes, but clever does not help much when you are unconscious. You cannot invent your way out of a lion while dreaming about berries. So ancient humans had to solve a ridiculous problem. How do you make being helpless less deadly? The first answer was location. Other apes had a pretty good setup. Trees. Chimpanzees still build sleeping nests high in trees. They bend branches, make a leafy platform, climb in, and sleep above the ground. See, it's the ground is where the problems live. We got snakes, insects, predators, wet mud, cold, but for some reason we developed into ground animals, walking upright, carrying tools, carrying food, carrying babies, moving through places where trees were not always available, and sleeping 20 feet up a tree while holding a toddler, a stone tool, and half a dead antelope is not ideal. So humans had to do something insane. They had to make the floor survivable, not comfortable, survivable. If the prehistoric ground was a hotel, the review would say, "Nice stars, staff tried to eat me." So the first real rule was simple. Do not sleep alone. A lone sleeping human is a snack with memories. A group is different. A group makes noise. A group has eyes. A group has babies crying. Old people waking up. Someone coughing. Someone scratching. And here is the crazy part. The night watch may not have needed an actual night watch. Researchers studying the Hadza, a hunter-gatherer group in Tanzania, found something brilliant. Across 20 nights, the whole group was asleep at the same time for only about 18 minutes. 18 minutes in 20 nights. Nobody had to carve a rota into a rock. It happened because humans sleep differently. Young adults often stay up later. Older people wake earlier. People wake throughout the night. Some people are light sleepers. Some people are simply born suspicious. Put all of them together, and the group becomes an accidental alarm system. This changes how you think about bad sleep. Today, waking up at 3 a.m. feels like failure. In the past, it might have been your job. You hear a twig snap. You smell the fire changing. You notice the baby moving. You see eyes near the camp. You wake the others. A perfect sleeper is great in a house. A perfect sleeper in the wild is buffet. So ancient humans may not have survived the night because everyone slept peacefully. They survived because somebody was always half awake. Then came the biggest upgrade: fire. Fire did not just make humans warm. Fire changed who owned the night. Before fire, darkness belonged to everything else. Imagine being a hyena, seeing that for the first time. For millions of years, night is night. Then these weird, upright apes are sitting around a bright orange danger flower. Fire created a border. Inside the light, us. Outside the light, absolutely not. That border mattered. Fire gave warmth. It gave light. It gave smoke. It helped with food. So, fire was good. But it wasn't just darkness that made sleeping impossible. The night had tiny enemies too. Mosquitoes, fleas, ticks, ants. Those small criminals. A lion is terrifying, but at least a lion has a face. A mosquito is just a flying needle with entitlement. And this is where ancient humans were much smarter than the stereotype. At Border Cave in South Africa, archaeologists found evidence of grass bedding from around 200,000 years ago, more like layers of grass on ash, with aromatic plants that may have helped repel insects. That is huge, because it shows ancient humans were not just lying in dirt going, "Well, this is terrible, but I suppose we are cavemen." They were engineering the sleeping area. Grass lifted the body off the ground. Ash made it harder for crawling insects to move through. Certain plants may have helped keep pests away. Old bedding could be burned. That is not cozy. That is prehistoric pest control. And bugs are not a side quest. If you are bitten all night, you sleep badly. Then there was cold, because ancient humans were tropical apes who kept making bold travel decisions. Cold is not just uncomfortable, cold steals sleep. It drains energy. It makes you move worse. A freezing human does not wake up refreshed. A freezing human wakes up looking like they lost a fight with the weather. So warmth became part of the sleep system. People romanticize ancient life like, "Whoa, dude, they were so connected to nature." Yes, nature was trying to kill them with temperature. Connection was mandatory. And then there were caves. Everyone imagines ancient humans sleeping in caves like it was prehistoric Airbnb. Nice cave, little fire, cozy wall. But caves were not automatically safe. A cave could protect you from wind and rain, that is good. But caves could also be dark, damp, smoky, cramped, full of insects, and sometimes already occupied by something with claws and no interest in sharing. So, find a cave was not the answer. The real question was, can we control this space? Can smoke escape? Can animals get in? Ancient sleep was location strategy, and predators were only half the danger. Other humans mattered too, because humans are dangerous animals with planning skills. A lion might attack because it is hungry. Another human group might attack because of food, territory, fear, or because humans discovered drama incredibly early. Sleeping is when your group is most exposed. Your tools are lying around. Your food is nearby. Your children are asleep. And your fire, the thing protecting you, also announces, "Hello, we are over here." So ancient groups had to balance everything. There was no perfect sleeping place, only less stupid ones. And in the middle of this whole nightmare, there were babies. Babies make night harder. A baby crying in a modern house is stressful. A baby crying in the ancient dark is a tiny alarm shouting. A baby has no stealth. A baby does not think, "Maybe I should keep it down because of the hyenas." But babies also show why humans had to sleep together. Someone feeds the baby. Someone warms the baby. Someone lets the mother rest. Human babies are so helpless that sleep could not be purely individual. It had to be shared. Tools nearby, fire watched, older people waking early, light sleepers hearing things. The group became protection for the weakest members: children, injured people, older people, pregnant women, anyone who could not just sprint away. Care was survival equipment. And here's the weirdest part. Humans may have made sleep more dangerous by leaving the trees, but we may also have made it more efficient. Some researchers argue humans sleep less than other primates, but we pack more intense, efficient sleep into fewer hours, which makes sense if your species has a nightlife problem. Humans did not just sleep. We managed sleep. That is the most human solution possible. Take a biological need, add technology, add social rules, add gossip, somehow survive. And somehow it worked, because here we are, thousands of generations later, sleeping in beds so soft our ancestors would think they had died and been rewarded. No hyenas, no rival group, no bear in the hallway. And yet, you still wake up at 3:07 a.m. because the fridge clicked. Your modern brain says, "It's fine." Your ancient brain says, "Something has entered the camp." You freeze, you listen, your eyes open, your body goes still. That is not random. For most of human history, night sounds mattered. So how did ancient humans sleep without getting eaten? Not by being fearless. They were probably terrified all the time. They survived by building layers, a safer place, a group, a fire. And eventually we built houses.